The Tokarev Titan TTF 12 semi-automatic shotgun. This is another interesting gun in our series on cheap Turkish shotguns. I bought this one because at the time, I think the retail on this thing here was a little over $300, and you know, the MSRP or something when they first come out a few years ago, and I got it for $150, which I thought was a deal. And then Palmetto State Armory dropped these down to $100. They're back up to $149, but for a while there, when they were $100, guys put a link in that, and they were sold out quick. It was a clearance sale or closeout. But I don't know how this is working or how they sell these things so heavily discounted and then get more. I'm not sure. But that's the story behind it. And out of all the guns, this one really gave me no trouble. What it did do when I first tested it, if you go back, there's a couple videos. It wouldn't work with like real light field loads, and it wouldn't work with the Fiocchi double-aught buck, which is on the light side. It travels at 1250, I think. It wouldn't cycle in the gun. So that was about the only problem. It cycles 3-inch mags, but if you watch that guy, I think James Reed's, when he does them 500-round shotgun burn downs, one of these guns he was running has that gas system with the piston and the split ring in the end of the piston, which somehow that facilitates a gas seal. And this particular brand shotgun only comes with one piston. Some of them come with two for heavy loads. This one only comes with one, okay? And when he was firing it, he would get it to where he would fire them heavy loads and the thing would hang back a little. And what it was is that ring blew out, come out of the groove, and was catching on the gas system in there. And that was with some pretty stout 3-inch mag loads. I fired several of them in this gun, and that did not happen. But then again, like I've said about the quality control and that, the durability of these weapons, will it hold up if you had a steady diet of 3-inch magnums? I mean, like hundreds and hundreds of rounds of it. I don't know. But if you just want a utility gun, and this is where I'm going to keep this, okay, it's inexpensive, it functions fine, and I had no issues with it. Now, I have gotten some other guns, different brands, different makes, where there are issues, and some people have told me, again, different brand, different make. I've not seen anything about the Tokarev TTF 12. I've not, I looked around, I tried finding one, issues, problems, failures. I haven't found a single video online, okay? People have told me they had issues with these, that they didn't function, this and that. They said so in the comments, but there were no photographs, no videos, no in-depth explanation. So that's all I know, okay? And if you have had one of these and had issues with it, please put it below in the comments so other people interested can see it, okay? So, a couple questions come up, and that's why I took her out again. Number one was, they say that this shotgun has a modified choke, okay? A modified choke, and I measured the, because it's a fixed choke, the choke with calipers. The choke on this gun is not a modified choke, because a modified choke is 705 thousandths. Cylinder is 729, or say 730. Skeet is 719, 720. That's what this is. This is 10,000 smaller than wide open cylinder bore. Okay. So, and the 705 modified would be 25 thousandths tighter, and they warn you about this. And that warning comes because slugs, certain types of slugs, there's a lot of different 12 gauge ammo out there, and certain types of slugs have a base that is not collapsible or something, and that may be a problem, or maybe some 3-inch Magnum slugs or something. But I'll show you this ammo. This ammo here is what I used. Okay, I'll bring it up closer. Show you. Yeah. This is the ammo I used. And inside there is something called a Foster slug. This is it. And what a Foster slug is this guy back in the 20s designed this. Is a rifled slug. And what they mean by that is this is a hollow lead ball, more or less. It goes down a smooth bore, and them little riflings in there are supposedly to give it a spin and make it fly straighter. If you go to Tokarev Mouse's site, where he fires just about anything and everything out of a 12 gauge, he proves with a slow motion camera that this does rotate and stabilize. The key to it is the hollow base. And the reason it has a hollow base is so it can be fired. In the old days, shotgun chokes were fixed from full cylinder, skeet, whatever, you know. So he designed this to be safely shot through a 2 3/4 inch shotgun. The man actually patented it back in the 30s. So this has some flex, some give. The problem is if you have something with a permanently attached base that's solid, plastic or whatever, or a sabot round which is to be used in a rifled shotgun, which there are some, these may create a problem. But if you use one of these slugs, you should be alright. That should answer the slug question. That was, people said they have concerns because it does say in the manual not to fire slugs in these with a modified choke. But a slug like that should work in a gun even if it did have a modified choke. Okay, I guess that's just for liability purposes. Second question was, and it was true, this did not work with the skeet loads and also the light buckshot loads. And somebody said after breaking period, you know, does it work? And when I tested this, I just tested the ammo functioning, patterning, and in my initial test, that one ammunition, the lighter load, did not work in any of the semi-autos. Then people kept asking me, putting it in the comments, and then when I took out the G-Force GF25, I believe it was, because the GF99 was already been liquidated out of the grouping. The last time I went and did some tests with it, I put the lighter loads in there and the gun did function. Granted, it has a different gas system, so I said to myself, I'm going to take this out, I'm going to shoot a bunch of slugs, because I got a bunch of them, shoot some slugs through it, make sure nothing bad happens, which it didn't. And then I went and put the lighter loads in there, and lo and behold, they cycled. Okay? So everything works fine, and my intention with this gun is I'll probably keep it. As for modifying it, like adding an extension to the mag tube and that, probably not. I may get the rear sight and put it on there, that peep sight, because then I think the front sight will marry up right and I'll be able to shoot it better. And the only other thing is one of the pins started to walk after the, 50 rounds kind of rattled, but it's back in place. They're pretty solid. So I don't think I'll need anti-walk pins with this. But other than that, this gun functions fine. And if you get one, or if you had the opportunity to get one, I would. Okay, I don't see an issue with it. But, you know, if someone did have a problem with one of these, please leave something down in the comment box below. So, it's probably going to be it. Oh, and one other thing. All of these shotguns have some sort of issue with the barrels. The barrels are not polished out, or how they manufacture these, it's different than the extruded barrels like you find on a Remington or something. How they make these barrels, I'm not sure, but I did notice that no matter what you fire through these Turkish shotgun barrels, and that's all of them, there is a residue that builds up. It's a plastic residue, and it will accumulate over time. And I think maybe some of the problems people have is they don't clean the gun. And after so many rounds, if you're building up plastic in there, you're actually constricting your bore diameter, which could increase pressure and stuff. Or if the chamber's kind of dirty and not cleaned out, you know, a lot of these guns, when they self-destruct, they're firing out of battery. In other words, the bolt is not closed all the way or locked up. I don't know if it's from problems with the metal not being high quality, or if the guns aren't being cleaned and something's gumming up in there, or it's just closing enough to where, and that would be following, very gradually building up over time to where the gun just barely closes enough but could be out of battery. Okay? I honed the barrel. I honed the barrel on all of these guns. Okay? And I did that with a flex hone. It's a gunsmith tool. So I honed out this barrel real good, got it nice and shiny, and when I took it out and cleaned it, I ran a little bronze brush through it, nothing heavy duty, a couple swipes, run my patches through it, and no real residue, maybe a little bit. It's down from where that whole barrel had residue from one end into the other, where there's a little spot there with, I have to get a more aggressive brush, would probably take that out. So that's another thing about these guns, okay, is once I honed out the barrel, that build up and that weird fouling in there stopped. And I think it's the plastic from the shells, or the plastics from the shot cups, that's going up the barrel, and you can see it. It's like a coating of this stuff, and it just don't come out. You know, it's not fouling because the black is all gone. It looks like something's just smeared down the barrel. So that's it. This one here, you know, I can recommend buying it. In my experience, I've had no trouble with this gun. This gun is light handling. I like it. You know, the AR-15 styles are cool. But this here is more like a sporting gun. It's lightweight. You can add a mag extension whenever they're back in stock. And like I said, the only thing I may do with this is put that rear sight on the back of the receiver and maybe get a sling on this. Is about all I'll do. But if you have the opportunity to buy one, you know, at least in my experience, I'd say go ahead and do it. Alright guys, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned. You know, hitting at least just a like helps with the channel analytics and will help me out. Alright, thank you.